Welcome to the Winter Banquet. This is our second time doing this. We did it in the fall. And I'd like to say a thank you to the seniors, especially the senior parents. This is different than what you were used to the last 3 years. And one of the main reasons we're doing this as a department, as an athletic department, we don't come together enough to celebrate us. And this is our first step of trying to do more things that we see each other, we celebrate each other, and we enjoy our success together. Down the road, we would hope that our teams will find the time to go watch other sports more than what we do. As parents, you realize your kid is very busy with academics, athletics, and then try and find time just to be a kid. With that, if we can sometimes sacrifice from our practice times and maybe go support other teams, it develops a bond that makes, in my opinion, our program better. So thank you for coming, thank you for supporting this, and down the road we hope that we continue a great success. We have asked 2 senior athletes to share their experience and wisdom of being a Spartan. We use the cross-country and track format, and even years boys go first, odd years girls go first. With it being an odd year, we'll bring Camille Oxley up first. Camille is a senior basketball player.
Good evening to my fellow athletes, parents, and coaches. My name is Camille Oxley, and I'm part of the women's varsity basketball team. I've been part of this program for 4 years. I also play varsity volleyball and softball. Being an athlete has impacted my life in many ways. I've had the chance to play sports with my closest friends at Lakeview, pick up time management skills, develop my leadership abilities, and increase confidence. The best moments as athletes are when winning championships, games against rival schools, when the hard work finally pays off, when you're nervous before major games, and when there's a large crowd there to cheer. Some of my favorite memories I've made at Lakeview was winning a regional title my senior year for the first time in over 20 years of volleyball. My freshman year for basketball, I got pulled up for districts. We had won a district and got to baby putter our head coach in the locker room. And lastly, my junior year of softball when we captured a district title on our field for the first time in over 20 years. While these were some of the highs in my career, it is important to state that as an athlete there are lows too. In fact, I found that I've learned at least as much about myself, if not more, from the tough times. Those moments of struggle and failure have the way of revealing strength, vulnerabilities, and lessons that the easy times just can't. The biggest challenge I've had to overcome was my mental toughness and my overall mental health. Being a 3-sport athlete has been challenging at times. When you're constantly transitioning between sport seasons, it can be exhausting. The reality of getting burnt out is not an exaggeration. Throughout my time at Lakeview, I've always set expectations for myself to give 100% at every single game. The thought of not executing well was never an option. For a long time, I've always thought that my self-worth was measured through an athlete's skill and performance. So when I had a bad performance at a game or practice, I would begin to get in my head with deep frustration and doubt. At times, I only felt like a good athlete if I performed well every single game while continuously putting pressure on myself. My confidence would go down and I would get in my head. While it's easy to get caught up in the scoreboard or compare myself to others, I learned that the essence of who you are is shaped by your character, your effort, and the way you handle challenges both on and off the field or court. My parents would always remind me that no athlete is perfect and you're going to have games where you struggle, but what will you do to be ready for the next game? I also found social media that pertained to college athletes' experiences with their mental health to be super inspirational. My advice to younger athletes is that the most important measure of success isn't winning, but how you rise after setbacks and continue to strive to be the best version of yourself. An athlete's performance does not define who you are, because your self-importance goes way beyond achievements, both on and off the field or court. Keep working hard in the classroom and whatever playing field you're on. In the end, it will all pay off. High school sports are only temporary in your life, but lessons you learn about your self-worth will apply to your relationships, your career, having a family, and just overall a good and happy life. So don't wish it all away because it goes by so fast. Cherish this time because it is a privilege to be an athlete. Thank you.
Thank you, Camille. And now we'll bring up Brandon McGill. Brandon is a senior basketball player.
Hello everyone. My name is Brandon McGill. Some of you know me as B-Mac, or all the other names I've acquired over the years. I'm a senior here at Lakeview High School, and I've been in Lakeview Athletics for 4 years. When Coach Willie first asked me to do this speech, I have to admit I was kind of hesitant to do it because I don't like talking in front of large crowds. But the opportunity to speak at this event is something I appreciate very much, and I'm very blessed to be able to do. I know I can be a yapper sometimes, but don't worry, I won't keep you guys too long tonight. Being an athlete at Lakeview High School has had a really big impact on my life, especially the basketball program. Basketball has always been a getaway for me since I was a young kid. It has always been one of my biggest passions. As time went on, I got older and taller, and it was more than just a sport for me. Basketball became even more important for me during the summer of 2021. The summer before my freshman year at high school, when my older cousin was gunned down in his own backyard. That was a hard one for me because we were pretty close. Just the fact of being able to wake up every morning and knowing that no matter what was going on in my life, I would still be able to play basketball with his family was always a relief. Yes, the coaches worked us hard, but that was only because they wanted us to be the best version of ourselves. They wanted us to be great. So thank you, Coach Weidman, Coach Cry, Coach Jamerson in my freshman year. And this year as a big man coach, Coach Mueller. You guys have certainly played a big role in my basketball journey. As I leave this high school sport behind me, one piece of advice that I will leave the younger athletes coming up next is, don't ever settle for being mediocre. Don't be okay with just doing the bare minimum. Push yourself to go above and beyond and be a better person, better student, better athlete each day. You all have greatness in you, so strive for greatness and be great in everything you do. A very wise person says to me all the time, be the star you are, play like the star you are. So before you make a decision, ask yourself, do you want to be good or do you want to be great? I promise that I won't keep you guys for too long, so to sum it all up, thank you Lakeview coaches and staff for helping me to develop and display the greatness that God created. And thank you Mom and Dad for keeping me on the right track throughout my life. Love you all, thank you.
Thank you, Brady. Before we recap the fall sports, I would like to thank a couple of people here who make my job easier and then protect your kids. Laura Van Dis is really the face of our program. Would you please stand up? And then I think every athlete's favorite person, Caitlin Banner. Please stand up, Caitlin. And the person behind the scenes of our lights, we had an issue with fire this year. We're going to try and work through that. But Ken Roach, right here, trying to walk away. So we're going to recap each season, or each team. I won't say a lot about those. The coaches will say more at their banquet. Starting out with girls basketball, the head coach is Blake Shaw. Freshman coach, Jess Janier. Due to weather, the freshman team played 15 games. 6 freshmen would move up to JV, and overall record was 1-4. The girls improved greatly as the season went on, and we're looking forward to watching them play next year. With a freshman girls basketball team, please stand up. Thank you, ladies. JV coach, Ray Weaver. Overall record was 13-6. Longest win streak was 6 and only 1 loss in the division. I would assume they probably tied for a division, but I'm not really sure what the other teams did. Highlight of the year was against Kalamazoo Central. Lost a tough fought game on the road, but then came home for a big win here at home. With the JV girls basketball team, please stand up. Varsity girls basketball coach Blake Shaw. Overall record was 14-9. East Division 1-7, sharing the league title. Went on a 10-game win streak. They had 3 players who are all SMAC and all city. With the varsity girls basketball team, please stand up. Boys basketball, head coach Steve Whitman. Freshman coach is Gene Glenn Hicks. Overall record was 10-10. Division record was 3-5. This group was young, but they were quick learners. 2 of their players moved up to JV for the last 5 games, which when that happens, it makes things a little bit different. With a freshman boys basketball team, please stand up. JV coach Kyle Kraft, overall record 3-18. While this team didn't get rewarded with many wins, they did a wonderful job of getting better each day. They played hard and competed every night. If you watch them from the beginning of the year to the end of the year, they definitely improved. With the JV basketball team, please stand up. The varsity team, coached by Steve Wickman, overall is 14-11, East Division 5-3 for second place, district championship for the second year in a row. You can clap for that. They had 2 all-conference teams, 1 honorable mention, 3 all-city members. I made this statement with the girls volleyball team, and I think it works for the boys basketball team. Individual accomplishments take unbelievable teammates and great teams. LeBron finished with 1,153 points for second place in basketball history. And he also has 241 steals, is second all-time in steals. The thing that struck me the most, it was similar with the girls, supporting each other, and the boys, when LeBron scored his 1,000 points, his teammates truly celebrated with him. Sometimes I think they might have been happier than he was. And that's a great team. The boys basketball team, please stand up. I'm just kind of looking around here. There's a good chance that I might be the oldest person in here. If you're my generation, do you ever remember watching bowling on TV and actually enjoyed it? Our bowling team doesn't get enough people to go watch them. And when I did go the first time last year, they all looked at me like, who in the heck are you? Weren't expecting me. And something that you think is supposed to be low key, you get kind of wrapped up in it. You get really nervous for what's going on. You're watching the score. I'll be honest, I don't know what the hell's going on. Is it Baker thing? Doesn't? I don't know what that is. I sat down with one kid. Will you please explain to this during lunch? Now I kind of understand. If you have an opportunity on a Saturday to want to get caught up in something exciting, go watch our bowling team. The more that support they can get, the better it is for them. So our bowling head coach is Corey Williams. He did both boys and girls. Girls was all-city champions as a team, second place conference for Team Baker game, 6 all-city members, and finished 6 out of 12 in their league. The girls bowling team, please stand up. The boys were second and all-city champion, improved their team score from the beginning of the season to the end of the score by 12%. You don't think that's a lot. It's a lot when you're talking thousands of points. Finished 6 out of 12 in their league. Boys, would you please stand up? Now, if you want action, drama, and a little suspense, and maybe even danger, come watch competitive cheer. They do all that at one time. Alicia Marshall is the head coach. Second place in the following competition. Goebels invite, Matawan invite, Perry invite, Portage Northern invite, 4th in SMAC Division 1. There's a Division 1 and Division 2 for SMAC. 2 all-SMAC team members, 1 honorable mention SMAC, 1 all-district member, 5 individuals all-state academic with a GPA of 3.8 or higher, and then team honorable mention all-state academics with a GPA of 3.38 or higher. With the girls cheerleading team, please stand up. Boys swim and dive, Coach Fredenberg, finished with a 7-2 overall record, 3rd place in the SMAC championship, all city champions, 7 boys who qualified for a state meet, And then the following people are very similar to LeBron, who had some really good performance and set himself in the top 10 for swimming. Peyton Elder's diving score of 463.05, ranking him 5th all time. Christian Hancock 500 freestyle of 450.8, placed him 9th all time. And Andy can correct me on this, but a 500 is equal to like a mile. So think of how fast somebody's going on that situation. 450, your time moving. Major Ballman's 47.83 and 100 free, and Jack Darlin's 55.12 and 100 back, each earned 10th place ranking in the program history. Will the boys swim team please stand up? These guys will be leaving tomorrow. The 7 qualifiers will be leaving tomorrow for the state meet. We wish you luck. Wrestling, Brent Verne, the head coach, very young team that showed growth during the season, the youngest varsity lineup in the SMAC. Trevor White took 2nd place and qualified for regionals. Will the wrestling team please stand up? Okay, at this time, we're going to hand out our 4 major awards for sports. And to me, this is the highlight of this part of Banquet. Everybody gets to see every team's MVP, most improved, best competitor, and best sportsmanship. What will happen, Alan will come up here and he'll announce everything for you. Please come down to your name's called, come down. Shake your coach's hand, stand in front of them. Eventually, I'll send you down there to get a picture from that. We may have some people not here due to DECA. They left this morning to go to Detroit, I do believe. But I'm going to turn it over to Ellen.
Good evening, everyone. Once again, as Sean mentioned, we are now handing out the Lakeview Spartans Athletic Awards. Winners of these awards were voted on by their teammates. Recipients, when you hear your name announced, please come stand with your coach. Families and friends, please hold your applause until announced. A photograph of the group will be taken and emailed home. First up, we have the Gary Beard Most Improved Award. Gary Beard was a teacher, coach, athletic director, and assistant principal during his 45 years at Lakeview from 1958 to 2003. He is known for his love of Lakeview athletics and watching the student athletes grow and mature during their time at LHS. Gary worked tirelessly every day to make Lakeview a better place for staff and students. He was first class in every way. The Lakeview Most Improved Award is in his honor. Now, tonight's recipients of the Gary Beard Most Improved Award. From boys basketball, Spencer Shotwell. From girls basketball, Jaleesa Todd. From boys bowling, Preston Blair. From girls bowling, Lorelei Hill. From competitive cheer, Lovely Hanem. From boys swimming and diving, Ezra McCarty. And from wrestling, Carson Glazer. Ladies and gentlemen, one more time for the recipients of the Gary Beard Most Improved Award. Next up, we have the Ted Thomas Sportsmanship Award. Ted Thomas was principal of Lakeview High School for 32 years, from 1942 to 1974. He was an exceptional high school and college athlete and was known by Lakeview students and staff for his fairness in sportsmanship, behavior, and beliefs. Lakeview's Sportsmanship Award is in his honor. Now, tonight's recipients of the Ted Thomas Sportsmanship Award. From boys basketball, Colin Yarger. From girls basketball, Lily Klein. From boys bowling, Evan Grant. From girls bowling, Carly Gaskell. From competitive cheer, Zoe Spence. From boys swinging and diving, Christian Hancock. And from wrestling, Brody Brown. Ladies and gentlemen, one more time for the recipients of the Ted Thomas Sportsmanship Award. Next up, we have the Carl Randalls Best Competitor Award. Carl Randalls was a teacher, coach, athletic director, assistant superintendent, and superintendent during his 39 years at Lakeview from 1941 to 1980. He was a very competitive person. His competitive nature was perhaps best exemplified in his successful battle to overcome paralysis caused by stroke in the 1960s. The Lakeview Best Competitor Award is in his honor. Now, tonight's recipients of the Carl Randalls Best Competitor Award. From boys basketball, Pearson Blair. From girls basketball, Camille Oxley. From boys bowling, Hayden Williams. From girls bowling, Ashlyn McMillan. From competitive cheer, Leyland Hecht. From boys swimming and diving, Jack Darling. And from wrestling, Tim McBride. Ladies and gentlemen, the recipients of the Carl Randalls Best Competitor Award. And now for our final award of the night, the Dwayne Stapleton Most Valuable Player Award. Dwayne Stapleton was a Battle Creek native who was one of the first troops to land on Normandy Beach on June 6, 1944. Dwayne was wounded that day and was awarded a Purple Heart. Mr. Stapleton returned to Battle Creek and became involved with Lakeview Athletics, where he worked for over 30 years. The Lakeview Most Valuable Player Award is in his honor. Now, for tonight's recipients of the Dwayne Stapleton Most Valuable Player Award. From boys basketball, LeBron Campbell. From girls basketball, Anya Rankin. From boys bowling, Austin Edwards. From girls bowling, Jordan Edwards. From competitive cheer, Kanaya Brown. From boys swimming and diving, Major Bowman. And from wrestling, Trevor White. Ladies and gentlemen, one more time for the recipients of the Dwayne Stapleton Most Valuable Player Award and all the recipients of tonight's awards.
Thank you, Alan. At this time, we are finished with this part of the banquet. There's a number of you who are still going on to another location in the school for your banquet. Wrestling is going to stay in here. They were going to go forward, but they're going to stay in here. Boys basketball, you're going to the cafeteria. Competitive cheer, you're going to black box. Just follow the arbor trail all the way down to be on the right-hand side. Bowling, you're going to the library. Bowling players, you might want to help make sure your parents get to the library. You know where it is, they may not. Thank you for your time. Thank you for your effort. Athletes, excellent job this year. Have a wonderful spring. Good luck in your sports.